You know what? LeBron isn't the only talk in town this season. Russell Westbrook has been sick this year and is still averaging a triple-double. The OKC star is #1 in ESPN.com's most recent player rankings, just ahead of fellow MVP candidate James Harden and Pelicans superstar Anthony Davis. This offseason, Westbrook signed a 3-year extension with a player option after next season, while his longtime running mate KD decided to bounce for the Bay Area to join the Warriors. So should Westbrook have stayed in OKC?
I would hope that LeBron James saw the interview that Russell Westbrook did with Michelle Beadle and the Countdown Crew the other night. She asked him, how do you play with such energy night after night after night? He said, I was blessed to have the ability to play basketball. And it is my duty as the leader of this basketball team to show up every single night and play with this energy. I would argue nobody in the history of basketball has played harder than Russell Westbrook does night in and night out. And the love fest that I saw Sunday night from the Oklahoma City Thunder fans is like nothing I have ever seen before. He made the absolute right decision. And if they can get another star to come, he should send Kevin Durant a thank you note for leaving town, because this dude is the biggest star Oklahoma City has ever seen.
So comparing Russell Westbrook and LeBron is not fair. Russell Westbrook can come in night after night after night because we grade him differently than we do LeBron, in part because he stayed in Oklahoma City. So now we have this affection for him because we think of him as this loyal guy. But those same fans who were yelling and screaming for him and so excited for him are the same fans who were talking trash about him back when they couldn't win the finals or couldn't win the championship, saying that he was the problem. So the fans are fickle. The emotion that you get from the fans is not something that you should hang your hat on. If he is interested in winning championships, he should not have stayed in Oklahoma City, and he should opt out when he gets the chance coming up soon.
So you want to base how we talk about athletes by how we grade them? That's how we dictate how they play?
I'm saying that
how hard they play?
You're not allowed.
That's what you want to do?
You're not allowed to compare LeBron and Russell Westbrook because they're playing two different games. LeBron is winning championships. Russell Westbrook is dominating the regular season, which is great. But if LeBron does that, he's been dominating the league for years and no one cares.
Westbrook is on a team that's 7 games over 500 and playing well above their heads.
Okay, let's get another bet.
Is it about championships?
We can get another bet.
I'll give you that.
Are they going to get to the championship?
I didn't say that.
Okay.
But I said he is being a leader, and that's what leaders do. And the effort level is on another level, another world than anybody else. And I don't think Russell Westbrook, if Billy Donovan came to him and said, hey, we're going to rest you tonight, are you kidding me right now? That would never happen for Russell Westbrook.
All right, let's leave it there. Dallas Cowboys beat the Lions quite handily last night, and thanks to their performance of their rookie QB, Dak Prescott, the Cowboys clinched just their third 13-win season in franchise history, and they are playoff bound. Now, many are wondering what the future is of Tony Romo. He has 3 years left of his 6-year, $108 million deal. So Ryan Clark back with us here at the table. What should the Cowboys do with Romo, RC?
I mean, you try to see if you can get something for him. You try to see what type of value he will hold in the open market. And I think the Peyton Manning situation, though he's never been on Peyton Manning's level of winning football games, obviously, if we were still having controversy late in the season, because Tony Romo does hold some type of emotional value in our hearts for things that he has done on the field. And I think he will do that for other GMs and other scouts of teams in this quarterback-starved league, to be honest. And listen, his dead money, if you cut him, is $19 million.
Yeah, it is.
Over a $20+ million cap hit, you know, and so, I mean, a cap number next year. And so you have to find something to do with that number and also maybe get some players back. And Dak has proven that he is your quarterback of not the future. He's your quarterback of the presence. There's no more we have to get this guy ready. We need to see this guy get reps. You know who Dak Prescott is. It's time to move on from Tony Romo. It's time to move on from those conversations. And it's time to move on when you can actually get something for him. Don't just let him go and hit the streets for free. Get something back.
There are 4 franchises that people get so emotionally attached to that they cannot see the forest for the trees. Patriots, Raiders, Steelers, and the Dallas Cowboys. If this was a team other than that, we would not even be blinking an eye at saying they should get rid of him and send him to a team that could use him. The Jets paid Ryan Fitzpatrick $12 million a year. Now, regardless, the Cowboys are going to take, to your point, 19.6. But guess what? A $5 million a year player that you would save, that could be a pretty good player for your football team. So you get rid of him, and there are at least there's a team in New York, there's a team in Denver that do not have big money quarterbacks right now that could take on a $15 to $16 million a year quarterback like a Tony Romo. To me, it's a very simple decision. Take the emotion out of it. Forget that this dude is sitting next to you at your grandson's state championship football team and do what's right for your team, and that's get rid of him, to your point.
But I also don't think that it's just what's right for the team. It's what's right for Tony. I think that's what Tony will want. So I don't think that there's any emotional drawbacks to doing this. Like, if I were Tony, I'd be more upset if you tried to keep me on the bench when I don't got that many years left. And that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to try to get him to renegotiate. No, let me get all my money and go somewhere else
he would be
and win
really
a Super
that
Bowl.
upset, though, if they kept him?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I think he would be because he wants to play. And you could see when he made that statement that it was kind of, it was a genuine emotion, and he's not happy, and no one wants to sit on the bench, especially at this stage in his career. It serves, he doesn't need the money. The ring will not be as valuable to him if he is not as a part of it as he wants to be. That's a real thing. So I think it's best, and we often think about Dak Prescott and other rookie quarterbacks. What made Seattle so good for the early part of Russell Wilson's career is we all know that Russell Wilson wasn't making much money, and they could spend some of that money on that defense. And so the Cowboys will be doing themselves and Tony Romo a disservice if they keep him and continue to pay him to not contribute on the field.
Do you think that Tony Romo, I can already see like Tony Romo when he's done getting a speaking engagement or someplace, they go, Super Bowl champion, Tony Romo. It's not something that he's going to brag about doing because it's kind of like the Kevin Durant argument. Are you doing it or did you do it with your team? He's been a good team player, but he's not.
It's nothing like that argument. What are you talking about?
He's the best player on that team.
Yeah, it's nothing like a Kevin Durant.
My point is that did he do it with his own team? And Tony Romo, if he gets this Super Bowl ring, he didn't do it.
Well, that's nonsense.
It's not Kevin Durant.
It's not at all.
I understand what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
Because if Golden State win, Kevin Durant gonna do it.
Yeah.
Like he's the best player on that team.
I'm saying when he was deciding.
Right, but you look at. So I talk to my son about this all the time. He's a high school sophomore and he's trying to pick a school. And of course, Dad, I live 20 minutes from LSU. I would love if he could play for LSU. That would be a blessing.
I'll call the coaches at Maryland and see if we give him a shot. I don't know. We may not want him, but I'll see.
Let me know.
I'll let you know.
But what I told him is, I was like, Jordan, I love LSU, and I do. I graduated from there. I had a great time there. I said, but I loved playing football for LSU because I played. Right? Amen. I didn't just like being on the team.
Yep.
I loved playing there because I was a part of it. Because the plays we made and the things we did as a defense and the games we won, I was a part of that. It's the same thing with Tony Romo. So I totally agree with Dom. Like, you would be doing him a disservice to make him sit there, whether it's a pay cut, and be the backup quarterback to Dak Prescott. And it's hard to say in a league where you really are blessed to be there. People have to work hard. Like, I hate when somebody talks about a guy in the NFL and say he stinks. Use a lie.
Yeah.
There's some other guys better, but he don't stink. You ain't that good. So I'm not. There's some guys who, being a backup is not a bad thing, but when you're Tony Romo, it's not your thing.
See, that's the thing, is that there are a lot of backups that you can clearly say they're not good enough to start for this football team. You cannot say that about Tony
it's fine for some people. My man, Sean Hill, he was the quarterback at Maryland my freshman year. That man is caked up off of backing up for a career, and he ain't mad about it. I guarantee you that he is not out here looking to fight for a starting job. But that's not Tony Romo, and I think it would be unfair to him. I don't think that anyone would be upset if they got rid of him. I think the Cowboys fans want to get him out because they want their team to be better. I think Dak wants him out because he doesn't like him breathing down his neck. And I think Tony wants out because he's a starting quarterback.
I'm going to tell you the only guy's going to have a hard time. Jerry, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's the guy that it's tough on, which makes it hard because he's the guy that makes the call.
But
and honestly, I think it's going to be hard for a lot of Cowboys fans, too. I'm not even a Cowboy fan, but it would be hard for me to see him leave Dallas because you always think of Tony Romo and
But,
Dallas.
I mean, I think Jerry don't got no feelings. Jerry about that money and them rings. So Jerry get over it if Tony got to get out.
You already know, too, man. You know, Jerry, he move on. Jerry moves on.
Well, listen, as much as football is a team sport, 53 guys on that roster, the Cowboys and their fans, I think, know they wouldn't be where they are without their two rookies, Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott. Zeke, by the way, needs just 178 more rushing yards to break Eric Dickerson's rookie rushing record. So, guys, could Dak or Zeke win the MVP? Ryan?
Well, before I came on, I blocked all Dallas Cowboy fans from my Twitter.
You did?
Before this segment.
That's impressive. I don't know how to do that.
Because I already knew that once I said this, I was going to have to hear from him. And you know, some people just never happy, man. You got 13 wins. Leave me alone. Right? But neither one of them are going to win it. Right? If you Ezekiel Elliott, to me, has the best case. Though Dak Prescott has been extremely good, when you look at the numbers of what he's done as compared to what some of these other quarterbacks who are in the race, whether it be Matt Ryan, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady now, even with missing 4 games, those numbers don't stack up. They stack up well when you look at a rookie starting quarterback in Dallas and the record that they have, but I don't think he has the numbers to do it. So then you move on to Ezekiel Elliott. The numbers are great. I'm not going to O-line handicap him and say you're only doing this because you're O-line, because this dude explodes and makes some plays laterally that are special. But he's been the 3rd best running back in the NFL this year. Le'Veon Bell and David Johnson are the top 2. Ezekiel Elliott is an amazing player. He's an A running back. Those other two dudes are robots. What they can do in the passing game and the way that they affect the teams they play on offensively is amazing. And I know, Coach, I see you turning up. You got your wrestling eyebrows going, and you keep raising your pen, right? Because he like, I got something to say. I don't want to disrespect RC though.
You better not. Don't come off RC.
Exactly right. Well, I thought you were going to stop a couple of times and you kept making good points. My answer is the same for different reasons.
Okay, cool. I respect that. We good.
I put it on the people that vote. How many times as players did you guys sit back and look at a vote and say, really? Because I don't like to include myself in the world of journalists, because I think that's a term that for sports is antiquated, to use a word from you. And for some reason, voters, whether it's the NFL, the NBA, baseball, whatever, they don't like to give young guys their due in an award that should be for a veteran, or most of the time is for a veteran. So I believe that voters will hold back. Maybe Le'Veon Bell and David Johnson are better. I think one of the two deserve it. I think Ezekiel Elliott does deserve it. Whether or not he's better than those two, you can argue that. But what he's done, last year they had 4 wins. What he's done, he deserves the MVP. The voters will say, he hasn't earned it yet. He's a rookie. Can't get it, won't get it.
We need to call the award what it is. It's not the MVP. It's like the leading man award. We give it to the most exciting or best player on the best team. Yeah. Because in actuality, the MVP of the league is Le'Veon Bell. What he does to impact that offense is unlike anything else. And I could even make an argument for David Johnson. Just because their record isn't good, we're not going to talk about him. But what Le'Veon Bell does in that passing game against cover 2 and cover 3, he makes the check down, something that you have to guard, and opens up the tight end and receivers behind him. Then once you guard that or go man to man, they split him out and put him a wide receiver, and he works your linebackers out there. And that's not even to talk about the fact that he can run the ball. His patience, acceleration, and vision is better than anything that I've seen in a long time. And statistically, he's 157 yards from scrimmage this season, which is astronomical. It's the highest since 2002, where Priest Holmes was 163.4 per season, and that year Rich Gannon won the MVP. So maybe David Carr will get it if history's any judge, but I think Le'Veon Bell deserves it more than anybody this season. And second, David Johnson. Then maybe I'll holler at Ezekiel. And it's not because it's no discount to the offensive line.
No.
The offensive line is tremendous, and I still think Ezekiel deserves credit. But I think Le'Veon Bell is more impactful on his team than.
I agree. I think, you guys, you make really good points. And I'm with Dom in the sense that it's always like when you get into these discussions and you want to say something good about one player, people take it as you're saying something bad about the other.
That's right.
Listen,
That's right.
I want Zeke on my team. Give me a team. He can be my running back. He can be. So I'm not saying that this guy hasn't killed it this year. And I don't even think he should be discounted for being a rookie. He's having an all-time great running back season. But when you look at where Le'Veon Bell is ranked, what is he? I think he's second. He's second in rushing yards now, and he's second all-purpose.
He missed 3 games.
And he missed 3 games. And when you think about, you look at the almost 300 yards in Buffalo when Big Ben throws 3 interceptions. You look at being shut out for the second and third quarter against Baltimore and then exploding in the fourth quarter when you need him. The bevy of things you can do with him if you're Coach Todd Haley, it's just shown the versatility and why he's different. Ezekiel Elliott has a home run hitting component to his game that is unique to the position. But as far as what these guys have done on the field, I'm not saying Ezekiel hasn't had a great year, Cowboys.
Let me ask you.
Saying he's not better than that.
You don't got to qualify. You don't got to qualify for them dumb Cowboy fans. Let me them hate tweets.
Let me quickly ask you this. We're really breaking down and getting into the what the most valuable player is. Would the Cowboys, when you lose a franchise quarterback in the preseason, how many guys could step in and be 13-2? You want to talk about most valuable?
Yeah.
That would be Dak Prescott, hands down, over all those dudes. But we know that's not the case.
Yes.
Yeah, but then you take me up over the old Green Bay and you take old 12 off of there.
Yeah, and you talking about who's most valuable? Yeah, I don't know.
You're gonna hang out with us a little bit more.
If
Why
you
don't
guys invite
stay?
me back, man.
Yeah.
Coach
Why don't
might
you
raise
stay?
the pin on me.
I like you.
I'm gonna put it
I
down.
told you. Look at me. I'm the captain now. I decided RC can stay.
Oh, excuse me, the captain?
Well, I apologize. I'm
Yeah.
co-captain. Lieutenant.